Welcome back to the Fairway Feed, everybody. This past weekend, we had the Valspar Championship at the Copperhead course in Palm Harbor, Florida. It's a deceptively sneaky course where the key to victory is shot shaping instead of bombing long drivers and irons. And with a fan favorite returning to the winner's circle, there was plenty of enjoyment to be had for the viewers. Let's get straight into it. The Innisbrook Golf Resort is home to the Copperhead course in Palm Harbor, Florida, and is host to the annual Valspar tournament. This tournament isn't considered a signature event as it's typically overshadowed by the popular Players Tournament that's held the week before. Usually after the TPC Sawgrass event, many of the bigger names on the PGA Tour tend to take a break in the lead up to the Masters in Augusta for early April, unless they need some FedEx points to boost their position for the season. However, with some larger names that were struggling to start this season strong, we had a more stacked field than usual for the Valspar Championship this year. There was even a newcomer in the field this past week with Andre Chi, and his story should serve as inspiration to people to never give up on your dreams. Andre did not come from a wealthy background, and he wasn't even the most highest caliber college golfer, getting only a handful of D3 offers. He would actually leave his job as an assistant pro in New York to move down to Florida in hopes of pursuing his dreams of becoming a professional. He would miss the Q School qualifiers by 2 points, and then he would play section events around the states while he struggled financially himself to stay afloat. On Monday, he decided to sign up for the Valspar pre-qualifier round and would shoot a 66 and 67 respectively to earn his way into the field. Ultimately though, I think the nerves might have gotten the better of him because he shot an opening round 81 and a second round 74 to miss the cut. But he did prove to himself that he is capable of playing at a professional level, and his perseverance is one to be admired. There was plenty of frustration going on out in the field this past weekend, whether it was Thagala throwing his club after an errant tee shot, or Patton Kizzire trying to kick a field goal with his putter after a missed putt for par on the 15th green. I think this is the worst offender because he likely damaged the green by kicking his putter, and it was only the first round of the tournament. He would actually withdraw from the tournament completely after the first round, citing a back injury. And who knows, maybe it was from kicking that club a little too hard, Patton. But the most infamous freakout would come from the Canadian Adam Hadwin, who in a fit of rage would slam his club into a sprinkler, which would break and send water spraying everywhere. Hadwin was clearly embarrassed by his actions and immediately took ownership for them, and to his credit, stuck around until officials came by while spectators would watch on laughing. The first 2 rounds saw a lot of players shooting in the low to mid 70s due to the gusty winds that were going on. Shane Lowry stated that the course was tricky because you couldn't feel the wind too well to judge where your shots would go, and a lot of mistakes would happen after the ball left the ground and started to catch the air. Spieth would show glimpses of his former self with some masterful short game work on and around the green, setting himself up for some great birdie opportunities with his precision chipping and iron play. Justin Thomas also continued to play well after a strong start to the season, showing a return to form. The third and fourth rounds were especially standouts for Thomas, who would shoot a 65 and 66 respectively. He continues to have a strong 2025, but he is still on the hunt for his first win since the PGA Championship in 2022. Sam Ryder would also have the shot of the day in round 3 with a 204-yard slam dunk hole-in-one on the 17th hole with a great celebration to go alongside it. Billy Horschel would also have a great showing out for the tournament, and with an early contender for shot of the season in the 4th round when he would hit his 3rd shot backwards as a lefty due to a tree blocking where he would be standing. The shot would make it to the green, where Billy would drain a 31-foot putt for a birdie to go to 6 under par. The 4th round was all about fan favorites Viktor Hovland and Justin Thomas. Viktor would hold the lead for the entire tournament from the 2nd round onward, shooting a 70 in the opening round, followed by a 67 in round 2 and 69 in round 3. JT would shoot an exceptional final round to close the distance and even take the lead from Hovland at one point by 3 strokes, but Hovland would respond with his own strong putting. JT would bogey the 16th hole, and where Viktor would sink a birdie putt which would put the score differential to just 1 shot. Unfortunately for JT, a wayward driver tee shot would find the rough on the 18th hole, and he would walk away with only his 2nd bogey of the day. Hovland would then have a 2-stroke advantage on the 18th hole and also sliced his tee shot off to the right, but even with a bogey on the 18th hole for himself, it was all he would need to climb his way back into the winner's circle for the first time since the 2023 season. Hovland would go from missing the last 3 cuts in the past tournaments to winning this Valspar tournament. Victor's been completely transparent about his golfing struggles since he won the FedEx Cup Championship in 2023, and 2025 has been off to a rocky start. When he was asked about what was different about his tournament play for Valspar, he had this to say.
It's still not great. I'm still hitting the same shots that I have been the whole year, really. But it's just I was able to time it extremely well this week. And it felt like every single good shot that I hit, I just saved it really well. Because the club is just not in a great place for me coming down.
Victor Hovland is my personal favorite golfer, so I'm ecstatic to see him back in the winner's circle for 2025 after a very rough start to the season and a dry run for 2024. Victor's been implementing some swing changes over the past little bit, and they are finally starting to pay off for him. And with the Masters only a few weeks out, this should serve as further motivation that these changes are pushing him in the right direction. And that'll put a cap on the early stretch of the season for 2025 in Florida. We're now off to Texas for the next 2 tournaments at the Children's Houston's Open, and then we've got the Valero Texas Open after that. Likely, we're only going to cover one of these tournaments in preparation for the first major of the year, and that'll be for the Masters at Augusta National in Georgia. So until then, everybody, hit them straight and keep them in the fairway, and we'll see you real soon.